stream today. Got a lot of content we want to get through, so let's dive into it, shall we? So this first deck that we're gonna play today is perhaps one that doesn't ask the question if we should, but more just simply ask the question if we can. And I guess we're gonna find out today. So this deck's got a lot going on in it. We've got Enigmatic Incarnation here, which is a card that I've really liked in Standard. So this is at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice an enchantment, and then get a creature out of your deck with converted mana cost equal to the enchantment's converted mana cost +1. This deck has a number of sweet utility cards like Trial and Oath of Chandra in the 2 slot, which is really cute because you can turn them into Renegade Rallier. We've also got Reflector Mage in the 3 here. And then we've got Demonic Pact in this deck as well, where you can get a bunch of value off of this and then sacrifice it to this. There's also a Harmless Offering in this deck to donate the Demonic Pact to our opponent, because we have Bring to Light that can find it, and we have Niv-Mizzet Reborn at the top end of this curve, kind of tying the whole room together, so to speak. We can sacrifice Demonic Pact to find Niv to generate even more value. So I kind of suspect this deck will probably be okay against things like the Sultai Delirium deck, but I'm uncertain if we're going to have the tools to be competitive against some of the faster, more brutal decks in the format. We do have Unmoored Ego in both the main deck and the side, and Bring to Lights to find it, so perhaps Unmoored Ego could potentially be our saving grace against things like Inverter. But let's dive on into the league with this one and see how it goes. Got some okay tools here. We've got Rest in Peace, as well as Mystic Dispute, as well as good hate cards out of the board, so we have some reasonable tools. If we can find them, we might be okay here. Ryan the Mime, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Morning, Jensen. Gosh, 60 whole seconds in the queue chat. Is our format dead? That's such a long wait. And the Pioneer PTs have come and gone and nobody plays anymore? Oh no! We're approaching 90 seconds, chat. Our Pioneer deck's still $25 to submit. I'm not currently taking more Pioneer decks at that rate, I don't think. Being very selective at a minimum. The Pioneer queue is pretty backed up at the moment. I think we're like, a minimum donation is going to be waiting close to a month. And usually I don't like to take too many more at that point, because we'll still have like tier 3s and adding stuff. I don't know where you and Christy are in terms of baby stuff, but I'm sure if you made a baby register at Amazon, some of us would buy a gift. Yeah, I think we're going to do that, Beetle. Thanks for the biddies. Christy kept some of our stuff from when the kids were small, but we got rid of some of it when we moved. For people that didn't see my tweet in the announcement post in the Discord over the weekend, Christy is 20 weeks, is 5 months pregnant. She is due in June. The classic Stomping Ground Basic Island Siege Rhino opener. At what age are you planning to mod your kids? I don't know if my kids need to be in Twitch chat anytime soon. New set comes out in 4 months for Hooglandia, right? I'm pretty sure I just like click keep here and bottom this island and like cross my fingers and hope for the best. Hey, thanks for the 7 months, Skunky Blitz. I appreciate that. Ted Beardsley, thanks for re-upping for the 2nd month. And S-Ben, thanks for the 13. Happy New Week, folks. I just want you to know, chat, how much of a relief that it is to be able to talk about the new baby coming. Because, like, I don't know if you're aware, but I don't have too much of a filter, and I mostly just talk about what's going on in my life. And, like, not talking about something that's a very significant part of my life was kind of difficult. But I am proud of myself that I didn't leak the beans early. So that's good, you know. I made it all the way to the 20-week mark without dropping any hints, I think. Leak the beans. Yeah, exactly. So you understand. So this is something that's a scotch awkward. This is a good draw, but I don't actually have a second basic planes in my deck, so I can't actually cast the Supreme Verdict without drawing another dual land or a Mana Confluence. We are not going to be a diaper changing stream again. So Christy's job provides her 16 weeks of maternity leave, 12 paid, and she can take 4 unpaid. And then assuming this is still keeping me employed, 16 weeks after June come the end of this year, the plan is to do daycare for the new one. But you're married, own your second property, and will have 3 kids. If that's not boomer, I don't know what is. So again, don't have a second planes, can't cast this. I think the plan is Shock Rhino. Siege Rhino. Bum 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 bum. We have a collecting company here. Oh, they like playing actual factual elves. I don't have a second sweeper in this deck either, right? So like I can't. Yeah, super awkward. Can't wish for a. Oh, they're not elves. They're like collected company Stompy. That seems like gasoline. So 13 months, Reyes. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Jeff's not a boomer. He just plays one on TV. Yeah, basically. Are we dead? I feel like we're dead, chat. Have we died? My adorable deck is getting dumpstered by... It's getting dumpstered by Land War Elves. Weird. Alright, I'm gonna pump a chump here. Then we'll draw a white source and Supreme Verdict them, and then probably still be dead, but... Hey, no worries, Reyes. I appreciate you dropping back in to re-up it now. Thanks for keeping me around. We do not, Sabin. One of each basic. So Unmoored Ego doesn't really accomplish anything. I guess I bring in Knight of Autumn because it can kill... It can kill... It can kill their what's it called? Thassa seems a little medium. And kill their henge. Sweet. So the deck master person finally came out of their hidey hole and didn't message me back personally, but they posted a general message in their Discord server saying that Theros should now exist on Deckmaster. I think I'm still going to fork their project and put it up on my own server. There's not a rush to do it now, because at least the new set's in there, but I really would like to just avoid there being another issue in the future. There's been issues the last 2 sets. So if there's an issue, I'd like to be able to diagnose, debug, and correct it myself ASAP. It seems actually pretty good. We get to kill an elf, we get to kill their second play. We have Verdict and Teferi. So seems like functional, right? Well, so part of it, Reyes, is in order to put it all together, you need to also have a Twitch extension submitted through Twitch, which is part of the details that have to happen as well. Which I haven't even dug into that part. I had a sub message me on Twitter that said that they were gonna dig into it as well. Is it crazy to just go tapped land, pass here, and just plan to Verdict them next turn? I think that's my plan. I think it's just tapped land, go, plan to cast Supreme Verdict next turn. Oh, sweet, Reyes. So I don't know if you dug through the issues listed in the existing Fujiman repository, but linked in one of them is one of the other subs at one point had forked the project to fix a couple of things to allow it to compile on Linux for me. So if you wanted to merge whatever they did, that would be great. That's super unfortunate. Kind of just feel dead. Thanks, Beansy. I think I'm just playing this, bouncing the Ronus. It's treading water here a little bit. What is the most competitive deck? Croakies had tweeted yesterday or the day before for deck lists as well as his preferred builds of them. I think it was Mono Red, Temur Rec, Simic Ramp, and Esper Control. And I remember skimming those and being like, yeah, these about look like the decks that I would recommend if people that wanted to be spiky. Croakies does a lot of spike content and is good at it. So if you're looking from a pure spike perspective, I'd recommend checking out his recent tweet. If you're looking to, what's the word I'm searching for? If you're looking for decks that are competitive and fun, you can always check out my website as well. What is spike? So in Magic, Vorthos, or whatever you want to call it, there's different personality kind of archetypes that describe players in terms of the types of decks they like to play. I believe it's Spike, Johnny, and Timmy. And Spike stands for competitive focused players. The thing they have the most fun doing is winning, as opposed to playing Magic in a specific way. an app package or something I can compile. A Debian package for Ubuntu 18.04 would be great, or an app image package. The existing one that I have, they helped me compile it into a app image package. Opponent's done a really good job this game of making our Supreme Verdict just incredibly awkward. Rowanus in and of itself has done an excellent job of that just all on its own. Just because, like, it's like a threat they can commit to the board that doesn't really extend into a sweeper, which is unfortunate for us. Yeah. Okay. So, like, I don't know. I get to guess the Supreme Verdict here, but I don't really feel like we can win this game. All right. As far as maybe winning the game goes, that's like a piece to the puzzle, I guess. So, like, I get to clear the board. I get to eventually Night of Autumn this. The problem is Rowanus sticks around, and they've got 2 more card draws in the bank. Even if these can't attack without another 1/1 for them, they enable the Rowanus, and they can trip because of the Great Henge, so... Yep. Yeah, we're just dead. My monthly Beza Bucks contribution to fill it further my shilling acquisition empire. What's going on, Flockle? Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Hey, my mods are great. Thanks for making that command, Time Lord. I appreciate it. It's not a bad draw. If they're something aggressive, this will allow us to kill their turn 2 play. Hey, varieties of games are good. Varieties of spice of life, Flockle. Mythgard's got great gameplay, for sure. I'm excited to see what they do when they do. They're supposed to have a couple more sets this year. I think their next one's their first expansion is supposed to come out in the spring. I'll probably dip back in when that happens. A lot of great games out there. Did I play Reflector Mage? You know what? I'm going to use Unmoored Ego as like a bad surgical extraction and just name Scrap Heap Scrounger. Yeah, I agree, Disposable Hero. I like how they limit their deck building restriction in that game, but one of the results of it is a lot of the decks are pretty samey in terms of their top end bombs. So like having to make meaningful decisions between which bombs you play and which ones you don't would be good. Just stock, black aggro, rider, grasp, fatal push. So this is a game where we're going to accrue a lot of what we refer to as virtual card advantage. Oh, and of course, Magic Online doesn't actually put their hand in the revealed zone. This application's such a pile of garbage. We're going to have some good virtual card advantage this game, in large part due to the fact that in large part due to the fact that we don't have creatures for them to be killing. File complaints in the opponent's timer. Just dunk them right on it, huh? What's going on, fishermen? Alright, so we're going to sack the Oath of Chandra, grab Renegade Rallier out of our bin, bring Oath back, kill their Gutter Bones. Hey, Dude Light, thanks for the sub gifty, I appreciate it. Happy Monday. So, Rallier here says, when it enters play, if you had something leave play this turn, you get to return something that costs 2 or less from your graveyard to play. Sure. Banned on Drugs, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh. Well. Do I play this? I think I actually play the Thassa, so that way we could turn Thassa into a Niv. Schnookums, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, sounds good, Wargy. Will do. Thanks for the biddies. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. He drew a replacement Niv, though, so that's exciting. And we drew a Siege Rhino here as well, which sounds great. You probably wanted to fight too much for the gift leader, Dude Light. Since I don't give deck Q points for sub-gifts anymore, there's a bit less people pushing on it. Anafenza and Kalitas sound great here. I don't know that this is necessarily an Agent of Erebos or a Rest in Peace matchup. Time Raveler doesn't seem particularly good. The Vanifier deck's a very good linear race U deck. From a competitive perspective, I think it's super reasonable. Oh yeah, I probably want Hound Dog, huh? And stop Scrounger. I like it. I like Hound Dog. It's a good suggestion. The standard treasure format has turn 3 kills with Vanifier. Well, if that just ain't darling, I don't know what is. Pretty easy mulligan here. Not only do we not have any of our cheap cards that let us impact the board, but double Mana Confluence in an aggressive matchup would be a pretty awkward death knell for us. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. Bottom the Renegade Rallier here. Graph Doggo Cage. That is kind of what it is, huh? Calyx, noted Spiral. We'll get added after the stream today. Or lose the Oath of Chandra here almost assuredly. Yeah, if you haven't seen that deck time, you should check it out. It's really, 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 really fancy. First couple times you do it, it's super novel. Hey. Siegeman Rhinoceros checking in. We unfortunately cannot bring to light for 5 at the moment. That's unfortunate. We can bring to light for 4, though, so Supreme Verdict's potentially on the table. Are we discarding? Wouldn't be surprised. Gonna ditch the second Bring to Light if they want to make us do that. Yeah, I like this. They should definitely pressure our hand here. If there is a ban update today, it will happen in approximately 90 minutes. So that's a big if. But generally speaking, ban list updates happen at about 8 PST, 10 Central. Although I also don't know if that schedule is different now that we don't have weekly updates anymore, or now that we don't have scheduled updates. So that approximate ban list time was what was happening when they were scheduled in advance. The reason your cool stuff primer isn't linked from the Vanifier page on your website. Well, that's a good catch. I'll make a note to do that. Add Van primer link to deck page on website. Deck page. The deck page just got put up before the primer went live, and I forgot to add it. It's a shame there's not an Anger of the Gods in our deck. That would be really useful here. So, we killed their board, but like Mutavault brings back this. They have Murderous Rider as well, so not looking super stellar for our hero here. I would like for them to ban the obnoxious combo decks out of this format. I mean, we are up a game, right? So I get one more shot here. I think I keep this. Oath of Chandra is almost assuredly one of our better cards here. Hey, Sadistic, thank you for the 24 months of support. I appreciate the 2 years. Have a trusty steed to ride around Hoaglandia on. I think banning Oracle instead of Inverter is fine. I also think, like, banning Oracle effectively kills the deck, though. So, like, that's why I'd be okay with it. I do not expect any bans to happen in Standard. I think, while Standard has a number of cards that kind of suck, I think from a balance perspective, it's mostly fine. This feels familiar. I don't know what the mana counts in this deck are. I just copy and pasted what someone submitted, but like there's only 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 11 green sources in this deck, so like trying to cast is a good draw. Trying to cast a Courser Crew Fix doesn't sound very doable. As a parent of 4 children, I have empathy for you, but you need to keep going. 3 is not enough. So, Christy has a condition called hyperemesis, which makes pregnancy incredibly difficult a lot of the time. So, this is almost assuredly going to be our last offspring. It was a really, really difficult first trimester. Well, we had 3 spells this game. 2 of them got discarded. Feels Pioneer, man. We do have the easy part. My job is not bad. We do not have a name yet. What sub-tier sends your kids to college? I am pretty solidly of the opinion that if we haven't reformed the cost of higher education in this country in the next decade, by the time my kids are ready to go, I can only assume things will be burning to the ground. So hopefully them getting whatever education they want won't be a big deal. Hey, what's going on, Jen? Yep. Well, at least our Reflector Mage here is going to sit and keep their 2 power dorks at bay. So we're only taking the hit for 3 each turn. Hopefully we can find a spell at some point. And Oglandia, pick out a name to have it shot down by the boss. Yeah. Relocate to Canada with enough time for them to qualify for free education there. Yeah. I think if we were going to move to Canada, we probably should have done it before we had the 3rd kid. Because, like, Christy getting 16 weeks of leave is a lot for the United States, but it's not a lot for Canada and a lot of other places. Canada gets, like, half a year, right? Or more. Yes, Christy, we posted on Twitter over the weekend, Jane. Christy is 5 months pregnant. Thanks. You get 52 in Norway. Yeah. Yeah, Christie's job is considered a lot for the United States, and they get 12 weeks paid, and they can take an extra 4 weeks unpaid. Yeah, we waited to share just because, like, the first trimester was pretty rough, and, like, a lot of things can go wrong in the first 4 to 5 months. I mean, things can still go wrong after that, but, like, the chances of them going wrong decrease a good amount the further along you get. Everyone's healthy at this point. So that's good. Yeah, the photos turned out really well. If you want to see my wife enjoys her photography. If you want to see great pictures, there's a Twitter link. My 4 and 5-year-old tolerated what she had planned pretty well. Kalitas might be enough to drag us across the finish line here, huh? Like, I don't think Supreme Verdict does it, because, like, all these idiots come back and they have Aethersphere Harvester. And these things can't block. I think it's just Kalitas. There will not be diaper changes on stream time, Lord. This is still a job for me. Back when this was a diaper changing stream, this was just a hobby. Enigmatic. Okay, that, man, are we gonna win this game? I think we're gonna win this game, chat. So I get to smack them for 3 here. And then Enigmatic. gets to turn Oath of Chandra into Renegade Rallier, which brings back Oath of Chandra and kills the Scrap Heap and gives me a zombie. And then next turn we can do it again. Pretty good turn. Pretty not bad, just like we drew it up, huh? Oh no! Oh no! Yes, this is number 3, Beret. Alright, so with Kalitas dying here, I probably want to turn Oath into a Night of Autumn. Can I board in Night of Autumn? Dang it. Dang it, Past Jeff. Dang it, Past Jeff. Yeah, I can go get Doggo. Is it worth sweeping up here? I feel like it might be. You still get emotes for subs. Yes, subscribers do get emoticons. Good range of them. Yeah, I think the play is attack, verdict, get dog. Now, the tough part here is I do have to go to 5, which means I'm going to 2. We're not dead to Rankle this turn, right? Oh yeah, we are dead to Rankle because they can animate Mutavault, right? If I would have boarded in Night of Autumn, I would be in a pretty good spot here. Unfortunately, I did not, though. We have Graph Digger Dog, at least. It says Menace, Vigilance, Lifelink. So it races the Harvester a little bit. Their hand was empty for reference. Just for reference, their hand had 0 cards in it. Feels magic, man. Are you ready, chat? Dream Crusher's ready. Hey, what's going on, DNN? The Mutavault was gonna crew the flying thing, Saban. So they weren't attacking with the Mutavault. The Mutavault animated so it could crew the 3/5 flyer. Aethersphere Harvester flies. I think we played this on 1 for a Forest. Tapped Watery Grave on 2, untapped Vantage, one of our 3-drops on 3. We can go Second Passage, Incarnation on 4. Not that we have any other enchantments. It's for the 2/3 of a year, Spenzor. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Nah, I don't think so, Tom. That's kind of slow and clunky. This deck's already got a lot of slow, clunky, grindy cards in it. So, like, putting up more slow, clunky, grindy cards, I think really doesn't work to solve any problems that we have. I really wish Magic Online, one of my top feature requests for this application would be, please remember the position and size of the deck search window. The fact that every time you crack a fetch land, you have to resize it is real annoying. At least this format has a pretty minimal number of them, huh? In formats like Modern and Legacy, it's much worse. Like, every couple of turns for the first few turns, just like, and try and make this happen. Checking out their options here. Blue-black, probabilistically. The inverter archetype, I'd imagine. Oh, I just totally auto-passed. Just out of habit and forgot to plus my Teferi. Awkward. Yeah, I deserve that. I guess it's no harm, no foul. I was gonna plus it there. No, I think the trading and secondary market on Magic Online is awful. Much prefer the market that Arena has. You know how much this card costs to buy on Magic Online? How much is it? Teferi Time Raveler, $53 for one copy of Teferi Time Raveler. Uro, I believe, was $60 last I checked. So yeah, no, secondary markets suck. This application would be unusable if it wasn't for third-party services like MTGO traders and other bot chains. Like, it would be literally impossible to get the cards you wanted, trying to, like, manually trade and coordinate with people. We get 50% more dad jokes in the coming months. Thanks for the bits, Dougie. I am very thankful to have traders as a sponsor because this application would not be usable without them. And you wanna know a certain amount of irony, chat? Services like MTGO traders and the other various things that exist out there, they technically violate the Magic Online terms of service. You know why those terms of service aren't enforced, though? Because Wizards knows their application would be unusable for constructed if those services didn't exist. Correct. No one would play. Only limited. Limited would be the only thing, because limited you don't need them for. What part of it do they break? It is against the Magic Online terms of service to exchange digital objects for real-world money. So when people talk about the secondary market on this application being a feature, you need to know that, like, it breaks the terms of service to do so. It's turn 6. Are we dead? Yay! Yay! Woo! Magic. That's fun. Was it good for you, chat? It wasn't very good for me. Yeah, but Steven, none of those services would exist if they could only exist for tickets. Like, they exist because it's profitable for them to exist. No one would create and maintain the services if you couldn't make money creating and maintaining the services. So yeah, you're right. Them taking sales in the form of tickets is not against it, but yes, all those services buy and sell tickets for dollars as well. No, Desi. You can trade tickets in any quantity. They wouldn't be useful as a currency if you can only trade them 100 at a time. So this enters play. Can make an opponent sacrifice a creature if they put a blocker out. Morning, Roller Dude. Happy Monday. I think I'm just playing a 3-2 out here. Just like 3-2 into 4-5. Just like try and beat them down, basically. It's our best shot. If we hit a 5th land on curve, this Bring to Light can potentially find an Unmoored Ego, which would be great. Means we don't have to worry about getting combo killed if we get to stick that. Perfect. Censor me, Daddy. Dispute. This was the most played card at the Regional Players Tour this past weekend. Mystical Dispute. Not surprising. Card is this. I mean, even a turn like this really shows why it's great, right? Because it's a card that's just like not completely dead when you when you're not playing against blue. All right, chat. So we got to gamble now. Do we think they have Jace or do we think they have Thassa's Oracle? Which of the two is it? We get to guess. And I can't just look at their deck because their deck is exiled face down for people that aren't familiar. So, bunch of face down cards here. I thought Thoughtseize was number 2. Thassa's Oracle is the card name, right? This is the card. I feel like I need to double check that. That one needs a tweet. That one needs a Twitter. Come to Twitter with me, please. Let me concede here real quick. Our opponent doesn't need to wait now that I got my screenshot. It's just, yeah. All right, I'm done with this deck. So this is the type of deck where at the start of this format, I think this deck would have been really, really sweet to play and probably would have been reasonable and fun. I don't think this deck's very reasonable in the place Pioneers ended up at. Like, in a world where mid-range red is a competitive deck, something like this probably is fine. In a world where you're getting Splinter Twin comboed on turns 5 and 6, and you have to have very specific interaction, this deck's just not going to be competitive. If they don't ban anything today, I'm going to become a lot more selective in what Pioneer decks I'm willing to take, just because while decks like this are really novel to look at, just getting stuffed in a box for 3 matches while playing it is not particularly fun. So if they let this format devolve into what Modern's devolved into, I will probably play less of it on stream moving forward. At the very least, I'm going to complete all of the decks that are in the queue. I believe there's like 18 or 19 decks in there. So we're definitely going to do those over the next month. But like, as the queue dwindles down over the next month, if they let the format continue to be lots of different combo decks with a very small subset of fair decks, largely leaning on Thoughtseize being the only competitive things in the format to me personally becomes a lot less interesting. For a lot of the same reasons that Modern was something that I eventually ended up stopped playing. You know, I know there's plenty of people that enjoy those types of play patterns. So, yeah. All right. Anywho, let's roll on into some standard or some arena. We've got some historic coming up to start things off, so let's dive on into that. I'm gonna quick ad roll while I get everything flipped over. Be back in a few.